Hello, my channel mammals. I'm never sure when to say hello to you because I just film whenever I think there's something interesting for you to look at or to listen to. This one is about one of the cookies for the patrons. Remember, I'm making a little gift for the patrons, and each of the cookies I'm spending a lot of thought and love on. And this one was a tricky one because you saw me cutting it out earlier on, but I was planning on, I think I was half mad, but I thought that I would be actually painting the little flowers. Do you see them in the center? And then a rim around the outside. Here's another, I don't know, sometimes they're clearer than others. Do you see the little protrusion of the bouquet from the pressing? So I was really excited to do that. I thought it would be so beautiful. And then when it came right down to it, it just seemed very difficult to, after the baking of them, to know where to begin and where to end with the flowers. And I mean, it would just be so many colors, and it just seemed like an endless project for hundreds of cookies. So I was actually visiting Christine, who's worked with us for many, many years. So she knows us very well. And she said, "Victoria, have you ever heard of the word kiss?" And I said, "Well, yes, I have." And she said, "Do you know what it stands for?" And I said, "Well, tell me." And she said, "It means keep it simple, silly." Keep it simple, silly, kiss. And when she said that, at first I thought, oh, what does she mean? You know, like don't do it, or I couldn't think of anything simple. I didn't know what to do. But I decided to listen to that because she said it's only a cookie. But the thing is, it's a cookie that's meant to express something, express love and appreciation and gratitude. So that's why it was a little hard for me. But then I thought, you know, I think I would want somebody to feel like they wanted to eat these cookies, and that it wouldn't be so special that it just goes sits in a dusty corner somewhere for them to throw away later after 2 years or something. So I just started to listen to that idea, and I've been learning a lot about listening lately. I've just been trying to, I find that when I really listen, all kinds of wonderful things come about that I never would have thought of. And I realized that all those thoughts are right there waiting for me to receive them. So in stillness, well, she said a few suggestions, and I couldn't quite visualize them. None of them felt quite what I wanted it to express. But all of a sudden, it kind of just freed all these tightly wound springs inside of me. Like a clock, too tight. And it went boing, boing, boing. And I thought, let me just try this. And we were just sitting down, and I just picked up my brush and put it in my gold dust. Doesn't look like gold here in this picture. It looks more orangey, but it is very gold. And I just brushed it across the bas relief of the flowers, and I actually liked what it looked like. And so I thought I'd show you. I've done hundreds of them, but let me just show you how they look. Let's see. I hope I can still do this in a way that is as fresh as I did it before. I think so. Yes, it's so easy. You just put your brush in the dust there, in the gold dust, and really, with almost no skill, just brush over it, and suddenly all the flowers just come to life like a beautiful little jeweled brooch. Aren't they lovely? everyone just so quick and perfect and lovely and practically effortless. Isn't that great? Now, a little bit more effort goes into doing the banding, but I've already got a lot of practice because when I did my Biedermeier biscuits, I really got good at it. I just dip the brush in a color, the thickness that I'd like, and then I just gently take it around the shape. And when I get around the shape, I put it on the edges. And as I go, I think I'm going a little slower than I go when I'm doing it just for myself, but to show you, I'm trying to show you in slow motion. There you go. Oops. Hi, I'm back in here again. I thought I would show you how to paint the green. It's the same as how I paint the red, but I thought I feel a little guilty since I didn't show you actually mixing the cookies, the dough, that I should show you a little bit more of the decoration. But it's not that difficult. But it's not that different than what I've already shown you. But anyway, you can come along if you like. I'm just going to be painting this green, and it's important, I think, to talk about this green. I just did this one, just make sure everything was going okay. It's a bit dark, but I like it dark. And I think it's important because, now here's a good red one. It's a nice dark red, but some of the red ones are more, I don't know, candy-ish looking, you know, they're not as deep. And it's because I ran out of the deeper color of red and started having this other one. I have no idea where I got these colors or what they were for originally, but I just used what I have. So some are a little bit kind of too, I don't know, candy-like, and some are really rich. And I like the little bit darker, rich color. So these two I think are a lovely pair. But then, so that's why the green tends to be a little darker naturally. And I'm trying to keep it, actually I'm trying to keep the green, okay, here's the green I just showed you. Here on my blouse, you can see it better. And here even, why not go closer to you, not farther? And then you see how, here's where I've added water. You see how it's more, I don't know, more like a walk in the woods, sort of mossy looking. And this one's more like climbing in the trees, more evergreen. So they're both pretty actually in the green. It's the red that I don't love so much, the one red that is kind of more candy-like. So anyway, they both work, they all work. But I guess it's fun to talk to you about it because it does show you certain things that have to go through thought when you're doing this kind of thing. And there isn't a hard, fast rule. I think that for me, the biggest rule is use what you have right in front of you. And of course, sometimes you have to get some supplies you don't have at all. But if you have something similar, it's great to try to adapt in whatever ways you can. Okay, here we go. So I won't do all of these for you. Just going to show you a little bit here. Maybe it'll be easier to see in the green than in the red. I'm noticing that it needs a little water. I guess, if nothing else, what it's helping you to know is that sometimes you say, oh, I could never do that. But it's because you're thinking, one might be thinking in a different time range. They're not realizing that, I practiced basically on the little Biedermeier biscuits. And I did all of those others I showed you. So I've learned tricks. And sometimes you see a finished product and you say, oh, I could never do that. But it's mostly because you don't realize that there's a learning curve. And that the biggest learning curve of all is to have patience with it and enjoy the ride on the brush. You just enjoy how it's coming forth. It's always beautiful in the end. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. And when you think how much time I saved by not having to paint all those flowers, wow, it's a piece of cake, or it's a cookie. I'm gonna keep working. I'll see, and guess what? The next cookie is the last cookie in the patrons gift box. So you'll have to join me for that one.